Are these
right? Yes. Yeah.
Are these all paintings, or what is that?
Oil on canvas. Yeah. And in each of the niches is some representation of Clark's interests, varied interests. The armillary sphere for astronomy, and books. And I love this. Clark didn't care a hoot about art, I don't think. I mean, he appreciated Cox's skill, but Alan Cox really put this in for himself.
Oh, nice.
If you look, you see there's a T-square.
I was going to say, yeah, I look at
compass.
Yeah.
That's what a mural artist would
Right,
use.
right.
Yes,
Oh, that's funny.
And then a globe, because Clark traveled.
And then this is a tribute to Montana.
It tells you that the family fortune came from ore. There's a serpent of knowledge around there, also indicating the underworld, and then the owl, Athena's bird of wisdom.
Now, is it one thing of canvas, or how? Like, I don't see seams or anything.
Well, it's actually one piece of canvas that's been stretched over the entire area. And what Cox did, the young painter, he was only 28, he pounced his life-size cartoons onto the canvas using sort of almost like a pie trimmer thing to make holes over, through the tracing paper, and then he pounced charcoal through those holes so that he had outlines to work with, and then he and an assistant did this in one summer. He copied, his color palette was taken from this very rare marble that you see here.
I'm sure it's marble from some amazing place.
Well,
do we know?
Farquhar, we have in the plans to the library, Farquhar has carefully listed 13 varieties of rare Greek and Roman marble. One variety, the green, from New England.
Now, whose idea was it to put was that Mr. Clark's idea to put the little acknowledgements to each?
Originally it was Alan Cox. He presented a design for the ceiling, a composition, and when he got to know his patron, he inserted these very specific.
Oh, interesting.
Because at first he just had sort of general iconography for music and the arts.
Right.
And as he got to know Clark, and also probably under the guidance of Farquhar, the architect, they devised the whole scheme. All of these men were really well educated.
Yeah.
Just a really appreciated culture, so it was a wonderful melding of talent and interest.
And what is this one again right here? This is...
In the clouds, you have Apollo, his mother Leto at his feet. She's kind of lying down there.
Right.
And then each of the 9 muses is represented. The woman there with the tail is Terpsichore. And then Thalia is history right here. And the one with the globe is Uranus. Sally Farnham, who was a very important Boston sculptor at turn of the century. She did Will Rogers, Theodore Roosevelt. I think she did 4 presidents. In D.C., there's a huge complex horse monument that is done by Sally Farnham.
Fascinating. And all these original doors, I'm assuming?
Yeah, all hand carved. I just want to call your attention to the other side of the door. Nothing is unfinished.
And this doesn't crack or anything, or?
It does dry out, but it's holding its own.
Yeah, we would, plans are afoot to have a sort of preservation survey done of the building, and recommendations given as to what we should do and restoring.
And so this would have been what? This is...
This is well, we call it the drawing room, but Clark asked Farquhar specifically for a gathering place.
Oh, okay.
Where he intended to listen to music. This room is extremely resonant.
Yeah.
If you stand in it and click your fingers and you're a musician, it can instantly go, ooh, how about a play in here?
Yeah.
Ooh, what am I looking at here?
Okay, this is the story of Antony and Cleopatra, which is taken from Shakespeare's play. So we've got a mural here from Shakespeare.
Okay.
Antony has just left the battlefield with defeat, and Cleopatra is remonstrating with him to go back. Action. You can see there's a ship at the back.
Yes.
A soldier in the front.
Uh-huh.
So that's sort of placing the story. Now we go to Dryden's version, and the beginning of the story is on this panel here, where Cleopatra is meeting Antony for the first time. As the story unfolds, Livia, his wife, Antony's wife, what's taking him so long to finish business. And Dryden has her come to Egypt. Check this out. And here we see the exotic queen meeting the Roman matron and 2 children. And on the other square panel is Antony giving instructions to one of his soldiers, and Alan Cox actually purchased that helmet that Antony is wearing. He purchased it in Italy. Historical painting. The center panel is the denouement of the story, where Antony has committed suicide. You can see his helmet and sword and shield at the base.
Oh, yes, yes.
The servant girl has brought a poisonous snake, taken it out of the basket, given it to Cleopatra, who is going to follow Antony in death because she is not going to be taken prisoner by Caesar. And then very cleverly done, all around the edges of this story are the peripheral figures at court. So we have soothsayers, historians, a eunuch, a soldier in the corner, a dancer, and
Probably maid servants.
yes, and here's someone pouring a libation to the gods. And then in the small greenish-gray panels are scenes from Ovid's Metamorphosis. And the reason why those have been included is that Dryden's early life was plays. His later life, he spent translating the Greek and Roman classics.
And all of that, I'm assuming, is all just hand-carved wood?
It is. Plaster molds were made and in New York, and then a company sat there and carved.
It out to be.
Yes, it
in
came
here.
shipped by train to be fitted together like a jigsaw puzzle. It took half a year. From the time of his first wife, which was
Yes.
1900.
Right.
Oh, interesting.
1900 was when he was-
1901 was when they were married.
Yeah, 1900 he passed the bar. Sorry, Carol.
Oh, sorry.
You're right. From 1901 until his death. And then
Wow.
she ran the library till she retired in 43.
Is this all furniture from the...
This period.
From his
What
period.
he did was he did buy some things from the south of France at an auction. The rug in particular, and a couple of antiques. The rest, Harrison Post commissioned from a Pasadena firm called Hunt, two
Okay.
brothers who specialized in reproduction, good quality reproduction furniture.
And in fact, if you ever get to Hearst Castle, there's a love seat exactly like this in there.
of a neoclassical French cabinet.
Now, would this be communication throughout the house?
Through the library. French room, which is the little green room. These are just the librarians' names. There's an outside bell here. The bindery would be the gatehouse.
Yeah.
And what room is this?
We just call this the south office.
Okay.
And again, you can see all the cabinets in.
Actually a vault
Oh my gosh.
in here,
A
yeah.
walk-in safe.
A walk-in safe?
Yeah.
Yes. Now this is a very, very interesting difference. In the offices, we have metal drawers, which would be more utilitarian than the nice shelves in the drawing room.
And that's all original.
Yes.
Yeah.
These are the glass shelves that you see in the book rooms, and then these little things are made of bronze with a little bit of felt here, and there's little slots in the bookcases so that you could just fit them in. Yeah, fit them in. The glass rests on this,
Right.
and then there's 1-inch increments all the way up.
Just a little office. And I guess those are to open them, right?
Well, this
To
is,
hide the
Oh, to hide the
lock.
and I don't know if this was here, Carol.
I
I don't know if it was
either.
added.
No, they were there when I started here, so they may have been an LCP
But you're still a
thing.
spring chicken.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Trying to tell that to my kids. Yeah, yeah.
This is another Hunt Brothers desk. It's a partner's desk. The senior
trash
partner, though,
can,
gets
too.
the center drawer.
Right. Yeah, yeah.
I like the trash can too.
Yeah, isn't that's another Hunt. And then this is excellent solution here to be able to cut off the room. And because there's no place for a door.
Right.
It's going to
Right.
stick out. At least that one has paneling to
Right, then this is so
Yeah.
tight. And
Yeah.
what would these have been? This is the,
Oh,
well,
no,
this
we're
is the
thinking-
light here.
Right, yeah.
right?
We're thinking
Heater.
that these might be the heater. If
Yeah.
you look out in the front at the
We have
vestibule,
a heat register.
there's so yeah, as you come into the library, you could probably punch the buttons for the heat for
Oh.
various rooms.
This shows you the little outdoor pavilion. Notice the walls around the library are generally 2 feet thick.
What do you mean? Oh, you mean the brick? Or what do you mean?
The entire library.
Oh, these, like
the
oh.
travertine, the brick. This place, there isn't any
That's
brick.
true, yeah, it
But
is.
out here, there are usually 4 courses of brick, then a concrete shell, then the interior stuff. So this place doesn't move in an earthquake.
Like yeah.
That was intentional so
Yeah.
that it wouldn't.
Because the Long Beach earthquake had happened in 1930? No, excuse me, 19.
Well, there was a San
pre-
Francisco earthquake in 1906,
So then there was
and
a
Farquhar knew about that.
Yeah.
But there was a Long Beach earthquake.
pre 20s. But and it basically leveled buildings
Right,
there.
right.
Like the whole downtown of Long Beach was leveled.
Farquhar kept
really-
in mind,
yeah.
he kept in mind fire and earthquake. He went one summer, I think it was in 23, yeah.
Yeah.
He went the summer of 23 to the East Coast to see what sort of buildings housed books, what kind of pitfalls he needed to avoid. And he wrote Clark a series of letters about his findings. Clark gave him letters of introduction, and he went to places like the Boston Public, but he also went to the Morgan, New York Public, and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And he visited private and public libraries to kind of get an idea of how books should be stored. And the one thing he noticed at the Morgan was the lack of air circulation, so he took care of that problem. This library, the air circulates in
these
the
closed
cases.
cases. Yeah.
Reason why he was so interested in building a structure that would resist fire and earthquake. So
Right.
our bookcases are metal rather than wood.
Is this original at all?
Yeah.
Any of the- Just
And some ugly additions.
Yeah, sometimes you just can't keep UCLA out here. You know.
is this an original toilet?
Yeah.
How cool is that? I know that sounds horrible, but
I know, we've had to sort
It's-
of fight to keep them in.
It's
Right,
so-
yes, yeah.
it's so different than what we're used to.
Yes. And the towel rack is original.
Is original too, yes.
Which
yeah.
one?
Right behind you.
A towel, yeah. Dry your hands, yes.
And they're the sinks are low.
Yes.
It's because people were shorter than
Shorter.
here.
Sure, yes, yeah.
So this is the South Book Room.
So it's sort of like a mirror image of
Yeah.
the other one.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Carol, did you get interrupted?
No, I was just going to point out the piano, so, yeah.
Now see, our piano was so much more elaborate than this. Oh yeah, because, oh, maybe not. Now what is that? Is that a painting?
Yes, it is. This piano left the factory with an ebony finish. He did almost as much to have it painted as he did for the piano itself.
Really? And what is the painting of? Was
Well,
it inspired
we just call
by?
it French pastoral.
Uh-huh.
And it's kind of dark. The varnish has discolored over time, so we want to bring it back. But there's also painting
Oh, wow.
inside here. And this painting extends all the way around.
And it's not painted on the top, or it is?
It's painted green. And unfortunately, what you can't see is there's a beautiful tree here, chopped down that way, so that when this is
Oh,
up,
yeah.
the tree's standing upright.
And so he bought it as a black piano.
Well, Steinway was painting their pianos at the time. It was a fashion.
Oh, okay.
He just didn't happen to get a painted Steinway. And I did a little bit of research on the person who painted this.
Uh-huh.
His name is Mazy, M-A-Z-Y. He's a
Uh-huh.
Belgian interior decorator.
Okay.
And I think that he assisted Alan Cox in the vestibule. Anyway, he and his brother became famous for their decoration of the Spreckles Pavilion in San Diego. Oh, here you can see, in this bookcase, I'm going to open it so you can see it. You can see the opening at the bottom for air, and then you can also see how the shelving allows you to move it.
Oh yeah, there it is. Oh, and there's the circulation. Oh.
Yeah, there, and then the opening here so that it goes all the way up to the shelving upstairs. And then upstairs they have little air
Vents on
ducts at the top. And then notice this shelving here is much deeper to allow for extra large.
Yeah.
Who was a premier ironsmith in America at the time. You can see his work in almost every state of the Union. He did the Federal Reserve Bank of New York and the Federal Reserve Bank of Philadelphia. Just all of this is hand-wrought iron. And notice a little Gothic bat-like winged creature here with his tail coming up through.
Yeah. Huh.
And on the other side, the center medallion is the lamp of learning. So when you're outside, you look up, you'll see he has a cute little face. And
Oh. How would you change those light bulbs?
we have a 16-foot ladder.
And that's how they would have done it then too. Yeah.
Yeah. This is alabaster. And the shadows you see are made from the light bulbs inside. This used to hang in the senator's dining room in New York.
And is there the same one in the other
Yes.
one? Okay, so they're matching. And what is why don't those line up? Why don't the outside and the inside?
Farquhar knew that sunlight destroys books.
Nice.
So he deliberately directs the sunlight towards the center of the room so that it doesn't fall against the backs of the cases. Not only that, but this is an interior wall. So to provide more lighting, and this is too, so to provide more lighting, he dropped the roof line here and here.
Yes. Yeah.
Because these are exterior walls, so there's no problem.
Right.
And then this amber glass was hand-blown by a Pasadena firm called Judson.
Uh-huh.
And one day, the father of the Judson, who now owns the glass company, came to the Clark, and he says, I think that we probably did your windows because there were only 2 companies at the time who knew how to do amber glass. And he goes back to the office and he finds the original invoice for the amber.
And
windows.
this is actually painting. This
Yes,
is not.
this is Alan Cox doing this wonderful trompe-l'oeil around the windows. And he also did the ceiling, kind of a Wedgwood effect.
Right.
Coffered ceiling.
But the ceiling is carved, correct?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
It's a plaster ceiling. And then if you come up close to his trompe-l'oeil over the window, you can see it really is flat painting, but it just gives you an idea of his tremendous skill.
Oh, my God, that's a painting. I thought that was this. Oh, and that's the same in the other one.
Yes.
Oh my God, from down there, it looked like.
Yes.
I'm gonna do this
Even
sideways.
at night it looks that way.
Bruce is coming to get us, yeah. So that's the lodge. This was just it was a guest book that was created for Clark and his second wife, and everybody who came to stay signed. Oh, and
George Palais.
Suzanne, you'd be interested to know that the person who signed underneath George Palais was Thelma Clark, Tertius's wife.
Oh, look at
And what is the date of this? 1927.
So 1927.
So, would Grammaire have been here? Maybe not, because there's no other palais.
Oh, look, here's a Nash, too.
Yeah. But she may not have signed it because she, sorry, but she would
She
have
was the
considered,
help.
yeah. Yeah,
There's Cora Sanders,
yeah. Well, and there's,
Oh yeah, AJ
Our
Verrill.
friend.
our judge. No,
the lawyer.
attorney.
And then what?
Is this Mangum?
yes. Mangum was a guest too until he, turned on him. But there's Sydney
Sydney
Brown?
Sanner Brown.
And they all, is this like the day that they arrived?
Right, they put down when they arrived.
And so interesting, he arrived July 4th.
We never sleep.
Yeah, yeah.
July 4th with no one else though. Because
Yeah.
everyone else is the 5th.
Right. Well, they would have,
Unless he came with his mom.
Right. Now,
Oh,
see,
that's
here's
true.
other people who came, though, on the 1st. So there would be people up there.
Right, there were people there,
Sanders,
but he just came on his own.
And then this is another page where he signed in. Yeah.
Oh, I see, and then the signature gets a little...
So that's 1930.
I find it interesting, but see, this one he actually puts the accent, where he didn't put it on the other one.
Right, yeah. And then,
And we still have Mangum coming, too.
yeah,
And there he is.
yeah.
Oh yeah, and see, this is how
And then that's
you can see his,
1931.
His
you can
George
see
is
his,
changing.
yeah, the
Change-
George is
right.
changing more to
Yeah.
what it ended up being later on in life.
1931. Oh, Lippincott.
Wow, and then is there one more that's right before
Let me see.
right before he
That
died?
was- This is 32. Why did I mark this?
Right here.
Oh, there he is. Yeah.
I like how he crossed out
August.
August.
Yes, well, I think 'cause- yeah.
July.
Oh, and Sherry Fry did the pediment. Sherry Fry was a really important sculptor in Los Angeles. And then, of course, the door is bronze.
And what does this all say above it? Do you know?
Everywhere in the library, in the ceiling and stuff, in the coffered ceiling of the book. Yes,
Between-
yes, you can see his really formal, beautiful formal education. I love this door.